It's time. It's time to discuss a very terrifying situation. This is called being a watch idiot savant. This is something that a lot of us know. In case you don't know what it is, you're a watch obsessive. You think about watches in ridiculous ways. And people are always asking me, McMahon, how did you become a watch idiot savant? I mean, what's it like? How did it happen? And I don't know. Something may have happened. Maybe when I was playing football and that day I took a knee to my head, something got jostled in my brain. That was it. Maybe, maybe not. So check this out. I lived in Africa. Lived in Nairobi, Kenya. A giant Tootsie fly bit me. Maybe the parasitic blood-sucking Tootsie fly did something to me and I became a watch idiot savant. Maybe I watched too many Raquel Welch movies when I was 9 years old. 1 million BC. Saw it too many times. I was getting too much into those Raquel Welch movies. Wait. That's not what it was. Maybe what ruined my brain and turned me into a watch idiot savant was I watched too many I Dream of Jeannie reruns with Barbara Eden. You know, when I was 9 years old, I wanted to live inside that little bottle with Barbara Eden. That was my whole life goal. Who needs a Rolex when you're living inside a genie bottle with Barbara Eden? It would have been a little awkward. I was a little young. I was 9 years old. I would have had my Matchbox collection, my Hot Wheels collection, my G.I. Joes. Could have been a little weird, man, but that could have been it. Well, no, I lied to you, man. Here's the thing, man. No one ever asks me what it's like to be a watch idiot savant, and that's the whole thing. And that brings us to point one. When you're a watch idiot savant, you're on your own. You're alone, you're lonely, you're Gollum in the misty cave. You're on your own, bro. No one cares. No one knows. No one cares why it happened to you or what it's like. You're on your own. That's why you go on YouTube to commiserate with others who are like yourself. I don't know if we're good for each other. We might be bad for each other. We might be a bad influence, to use California therapy speak. We might be what's the word? Enablers. We might be enablers. So that's the thing. That brings us to point two. I don't think there is an explanation for how this happens to us, honestly. You could say there's stress or trauma or PTSD that turned you into a watch idiot savant. But honestly, I've looked at watch idiot savants and I don't see a common thread when it comes to some kind of trauma or problem. Some of us did have a stressful situation and our idiot savant situation was a reaction to that, but some of us are happy-go-lucky. The only thing I'll say about watch idiot savants tend to be upper in the IQ area, which it's just been my experience. I mean, it makes sense because how in the heck can you afford these watches if you don't have a certain acquisition in your life? So that's in play. So I don't think there's an explanation. If someone says there is an explanation, they're a mansplainer. Mansplainers always have to have the ultimate definition. They always have to engage in one-upmanship. If you think you have an explanation for something, they will one-up you. But in my experience, I think it's a mystery of why it happens. Point three. I don't think there's a cure for being a watch idiot savant that works for everyone. Now, some things do happen and I've seen some watch obsessives become free of their obsession. Adam of TikTok 10, he's a YouTuber, he does a lot of watch stuff. He wrote a comment on my YouTube channel about a week ago. He said, I'm getting married. I'm engaged, I'm getting married, and watches are not a big part of my life right now. So, a big life-changing event can take you out of the the watch obsessive world, a divorce, which could be caused by your watch obsession for all I know, a marriage, a life-threatening illness that causes you to focus all your resources on overcoming that. There are some things that will take you out of it, but honestly, there's no definite cure. I'll give you an example. In 2010, my twins were born, and honestly, my watch obsession got worse. So who knows, maybe the stress of raising twins made me want to disappear into the little ecosystem of watches. I'm not sure. The only thing I think that could cure me of my watch obsession is my plan is to retire in 3.5 years. And if my wife and I and my children were to move to Maui, I think I would have to stop collecting watches. Number one, I'd be too sweaty to wear watches all the time because I'd be living in Maui, and the shipping. A lot of people don't ship to Maui. Too many shipping issues. I think I'll just leave watches. I'll keep the watches I have, and I'll move to Maui, and that will be the death of my watch obsession. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Point 4 of being a watch idiot savant. You do lose your perspective on life. Here's a conversation I have with my wife. Honey, we can't go to San Diego on that vacation. I have to stay home to sign for a package that's coming from Japan. And my wife says, don't tell me you're waiting for a watch. And I'll go, that's amazing! How did you know that? And she says, because that's what you always say. Now get in the car, you're ruining my life. So you do lose your perspective on watches when you're a watch idiot savant. That brings us to point 5. There are only 2 words that define your life when you're a watch idiot savant. What are the 2 words? Don't ask me, ask my wife. About 2 nights a week, she has to wake me up from a fever dream. Jeff, you were having a nightmare. You were talking in your sleep. Really? What was I saying? Wrist presence, wrist presence, wrist presence. Wow, man. And we lose so much perspective on our life. We're having nightmares about watches. Most people on their deathbed, they're like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, they're going like, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Us, wrist presence, wrist presence. Man, we're completely bonkers. It's over, buddy. It's all over. All right, point 6, the last point. Watch idiot savant. My friend Pedro says, McMahon, you're not a watch idiot savant. You're an idiot. Oh, thanks, Pedro. I thought you were my friend. All these years I've been taking you to King's Mediterrano for lunch. I've been buying all the, the falafel and the hummus and the baba ganoush and the shawarma and the fattoush salad. And all these years you've been mocking me behind my back. Wow, man. Mark Twain said if we knew what our friends said about us behind our backs, we would have 0 friends. Thanks a lot, Pedro. I'm an idiot. No, he was just joking. But here's the point, though, point 6. You're not a watch idiot savant in a vacuum. It's part of a larger obsessive network of behavior. So, for example, I suffer from wrist rotation anxiety. I always feel that the watch I'm wearing is the wrong watch. I should be wearing a different watch, which is why when my collection gets big, I start to go really crazy, start to have really bad anxieties. And it's horrible, man. First world problem, man. But I just want to let you guys know, I have other rotation anxieties with shaving. Should I use my Gillette Fat Boy, my Gillette Slim, my Merkur 38C, my Merkur Barber Pole? What razor blade should I use? Should I use the Feather, the Supermax? Should I use the Razor Rock? Whatever the case may be. Coffee, should I use medium roast, dark roast, French, Guatemalan fair trade organic? Oh my God, the rotations are killing me. So it's part of a larger type of peculiar personality. The other thing I want to let you guys know, I have a condition called synesthesia, which means I see colors in days of the week, numbers, words, music. I see colors. For example, Monday is brown, Tuesday is blue, Wednesday is yellow, Thursday is dark blue or purple, Friday is orange, Saturday is red, Sunday is black. And I wear clothes that correspond to those colors, and I wear watches that correspond to the clothes. It gets very complicated. So it's part of a larger network. All right, man. Well, I'm taking Pedro out we're going to get some baba ganoush. We're going to get some shawarma. It's got to happen. Let me know what you think. Am I off base here? Am I onto something about this Watch Idiot Savant situation? All right, until next time, I'm out.